Hey Gauchos, and welcome to this week's episode of Gaucho TV, and man oh man, whew, it's getting hot. Summertime's approaching, and so this week's top 5 is the top 5 ways to stay cool on the cheap. And don't think I wrote notes in here, because I didn't. Number 5, okay, it's pretty obvious. Box fans, ceiling fans, that's, you know, pretty standard. You want to keep those running to maximize your thermostat, so when you're gone during the day or on the weekend, you have it so it's, you know, set to 78, which is still kind of warm, but the circulating air will keep it cooler in the house. Number 4, hydrate. Drink a lot of water. Make lemonade. This is pretty obvious, right? Yes? Okay, I'll keep going. Number 3, cook outdoors and use your microwave. Every time you use the oven, heats up the whole kitchen, adds to the amount of heat that the air conditioner has to compensate for. If you use your microwave, all that concentrates the energy inside, doesn't radiate a lot of heat outside the microwave, and cooking outside obviously keeps the heat outside. Plus, you know, cookout food is better on the whole. Number 2, art galleries. Okay, so you're looking for cool places to go during the day if the house is a little too warm. I'd say go to the mall, but you go to the mall, you're probably going to buy something. Go to art galleries, and while you should buy art and support your local artists, you know, the likelihood of you dropping $300 on a painting that just looks like a bunch of blobs to you, unlikely, and most of these art galleries are air conditioned, so great deal. And number 1, nudity. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. Now on with this episode of Gaucho TV. Also, don't leave your freezer open. It wastes a lot of energy. Hey Gauchos, it's Marv, and I'm coming to you live from the back patio. Why? Because it's summertime, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. I thought I had sunglasses, and I don't, and that's going to be a future episode of Gaucho TV, me finding some sunglasses, or at least finding the ones I had, which I cannot seem to find right now. Anyway, this week we're talking about music, since it's a good time to get your summer mixtapes together. Mixtapes. I'm dating myself. I'm 100. Okay. Mix CDs, mix playlists, more like these days. And so I'm finding out where you're getting your music from. Basically, if you're looking for cheap music on the internet, you have a few options. As far as paid, like music that you download known, there's a few big hitters, and you probably already know about them. Amazon MP3, iTunes, to an extent Napster, although really not so much anymore. Let's focus on the big two, Amazon MP3 and iTunes. Okay, so Amazon MP3, a lot of advantages. I'm a big advocate of them because they were the first to go with no digital rights management. When you bought a track from them, it wasn't locked in any way whatsoever, and you can play it on all different types of devices. Super high bitrate. It's an MP3, which means it's really standardized. Works with non-iPods, and they've got albums on there super cheap. They've always got a bunch of like $5 albums, a bunch of $7.99 hot new releases, and you can find added content and stuff for $10.99 albums. So very competitive to iTunes. Now, I'm a huge Mac guy. I've said this before, but there are some problems with iTunes. It's great. They have a bigger selection at iTunes, at least as of right now. And there's no DRM now when you buy tracks, but for a long time, iTunes did have DRM tracks, and they charged you to unlock the digital rights management on tracks you already downloaded. So I have a bunch of tracks that I cannot play on just anything I want. They're still locked down because I didn't pay the 10 cents per track or whatever to unlock them. However, iTunes is a really good option now, and they've got movies, and they've got books, and they've got the iPad coming up. And some of the other good things about iTunes is pretty quick downloads. It's clean. They download as AAC files, not as MP3s, which means they don't play on a whole bunch of different non-iPod items. They'll play on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, your iPod, your Shuffle, etc., but they're not going to play on, say, Rio. Do they still make those? I don't know. I mean, when it comes to MP3 players, as far as I'm concerned, there really is only iPods, but if you want to play stuff on your Zune, and you have a Zune, first of all, I'm sorry, and second of all, you're going to want to get MP3s or Windows Media files, but that's something far beyond my understanding. So let's say you want a totally free option and you're not that hung up on being able to download and keep your music. There are options for you. There's Pandora. They've been around forever. That streams to your desktop, your laptop, or you can get the iPhone app and stream to your iPhone over Edge or 3G or Wi-Fi, of course. It doesn't work great on Edge, but it is workable. I don't recommend using it while driving because it can really wear down your iPhone pretty quickly. but you can do it if you absolutely need to. And there are other options if you just want to stream to your computer. There's Grooveshark, which I just started using. It is pretty new on the scene and works really well. Last.fm, Jango, which is a lot like Pandora, and AOL Music. Those are all options for streaming to your computer. And if you stream at the office and they let one of those through, then, you know, because sometimes they'll firewall Pandora or whatever, and it's usually, you know what, it's the guys watching ESPN online that are causing this problem. It's Steve over in accounting, and you need to go take care of that. But check out those options, and that's about it. I highly personally recommend Amazon MP3. As much as I do love you iTunes, Amazon MP3 just offers a lot more flexibility and a better price point. But, like I said, they don't have the selection. Grooveshark has great selection, but it's not downloadable, it's just streaming, and they don't have an iPhone app. But those are probably my two favorites of these. That's it for this week's Gaucho TV. Tune in next week. I'll be talking about the Gaucho iPhone app. I finally had some time to play with it, and it's really cool, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, see you next time here on Gaucho TV.